Hi Junior Nationals, welcome back to another episode of Tiny Tech on TCTV. I am Coach Lawrence. Today you're going to need a water bottle, you're going to need your soccer ball, and you are going to need some kind of markers, at least 3. If you don't have cones, obviously shoes, water bottles work just as well. It is 85 degrees today, so it is very warm. Make sure you're hydrating, make sure that you're taking lots of rest in between. And today I hope you enjoy our little session. I'm going to do mostly a little coaching, teaching session, give you guys an idea of something you can do at home. I'm in my garage, like always. You guys can do this anywhere, outside on the grass, inside in your nice air-conditioned homes, or in your driveway, for example. So anywhere you like, this session will work. You don't need the markers just now, so you can set those aside. I want to just review a little bit of what I've done with Tiny Tech over the last few weeks. If you remember, I did a very basic juggling lesson about 2 weeks ago. Today we're going to move one step forward to that. We're going to juggle with our thighs a little bit today. And we're going to review one of the skill sets, one of the moves we did in the last session as well. And then we'll finish up a little bit by showing you a small little exercise that you can do at home to work on your passing. All right? So if you remember back a few weeks ago, I did a juggling exercise where I showed you 3 steps in order to improve your juggling. So step number 1, if you remember, was just to drop the ball onto the foot and try to get it back to the hands. Each time striking the center of the ball to try and get it right back up to my hands. And of course I'm using my laces, right, using the top of my foot to get the ball back. Step 2, if you remember, was a little bounce and then back to hands. So we're catching the ball all the way down. Again, same rules apply, right? Just making sure that we are striking the right surface of the ball, the middle of the ball, using our laces. And finally, step 3 was to use no hands and try and get the ball back up in the air, hopefully keeping control of it. So just one more recap. Step 1, drop the ball back up to the air. Step 2, with a bounce. And step 3, with no hands. If you also think back, you can go ahead and set up a few markers for this. If you remember, we practiced our stop turn, and that was when we're on the dribble, right? We put our foot on top of the ball, step over, and push the ball the other direction with the outside of our foot. So just really quick on the dribble, I'll demonstrate. Not necessary for the markers, right? But on the dribble, foot goes on top of the ball, step over, push the other way. So at a little bit faster pace. We're on the dribble, changing directions maybe, and stop turn. So that was a little recap from our last couple lessons. I hope that the juggling tips help. If you're still on step 1, that's fine. All right, go at your own pace, of course. Today, I want to talk about juggling with the thighs. Some people say juggling with the knees. That's a little bit of a misnomer, right? We're not actually using our knee for this. It's going to be just sort of above the knee on the thigh. And there's only real one step to this before we get into just repetitive juggling with the thighs. So the step is, of course, back to hands. So each time I'm bringing my knee up, all right, so it's parallel with the ground. And again, striking the center of the ball. Try and catch the ball every time. For you young ones, all right, it's important that we keep our face out of the way so that we're not bringing the ball right up and it's hitting us in the chin. All right, if you look at my posture, I am standing up straight and I'm bringing my knee up so that it's parallel to the ground. Now if you notice, every time, right, I'm not trying to keep my knee up in the air, right, it's returning to the ground every single time after I make contact with the ball. And if I get pretty good at this one, right, of course it'll be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The important thing is our balance, obviously, right? I'm standing up straight, knees are a little bit bent, okay, and I can bring my knee up, make sure I keep my face, my chin out of the way, so it comes back to my hands. One more time, if I get pretty good, right, it'll be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But nice and simple to start, just make good contact. Same rules apply when we're juggling with our feet. Okay, I want to hit the center of the ball so that it goes right back up in the air. So, we have a quick little juggling lesson with the feet from last time. The stop turn, okay, changing directions, and our thigh juggles, also known as knee juggles. Okay, we can go ahead and grab our markers. What we're going to do, I'm going to try and make sure I can get this on the camera where it makes sense. I want to set up 3 cones in a line. And then I'm going to stand 1, 2, 3, 4 steps away to start. You can increase this if you get pretty good at this game. Alright, but the lesson today is on proper technique when we are passing the soccer ball. Okay, so with the ball on the ground, you've probably seen before that soccer players, when they pass the soccer ball, they use the inside of their foot. Okay, so if I want to pass the ball, I can just use this wall here. I use the inside of my foot, alright, striking the middle of the ball. So hopefully get it to go where I want it to go. Now, one thing about passing the soccer ball and putting it in the right direction, or the direction that I want the ball to go, has less to do with me actually making contact with the ball as it does to the shape of my body, and particularly to my plant foot. Plant foot, of course, being your non-kicking foot. Alright? So, in other words, if I want the ball to go to the right, the shape of my body and my plant foot should point to the right. Alright? This foot is going to dictate where that ball goes. Second, same rules apply obviously to the left. If I want the ball to go this way, right? The shape of my body looks like this. My plant foot should be pointed in that direction. So, just to recap, right? We use the inside of the foot to pass the soccer ball. And to put the ball in the right direction, we point our plant foot towards the direction that we want it to go. I want the ball to go to my right. My plant foot's pointing to my right. My body shape is toward my right. Same rules apply for the left. Okay? So where should the plant foot be? The plant foot should be sort of next to the ball, right? A little bit out, obviously, a little bit of distance between the plant foot and the ball. Okay, but it should be right sort of in line with the soccer ball. All right, and I'm following through with my pass using the inside of my foot. All right, so the shape of my body, I have to adjust because I'm not using the top of my foot or the toe, right? I have to angle my body ever so slightly to make sure that that ball goes where I want it to go, using the inside of my foot. One more time. Okay, so the game here is to get as many points as possible. There are 3 points available. Right, I'm going to stand on this starting cone 4 steps away, or 4 yards away if you prefer. Right, and the goal here is to be able to hit all 3 cones, so the pressure's on. Now, while of course it's important to keep it fun and make sure that we want to score a lot of points in this game, but more importantly, of course, is our technique, how we strike the ball, and so on and so forth. So, I can start just in front of this cone, okay? And again, shape my body, right? I can go for the middle one first, right? I'm going to strike the middle of the ball with the inside of my foot, all right? And when it comes to going to the right or going to the left, I'm going to angle my body shape and point my plant foot at that cone. So for the first one, my plant foot's pointed toward the center cone, all right? Hopefully I made good contact. All right, so there it is. 1 point for Coach Lawrence. Same rules apply for the next one. We're going off to the right. All right, so my plant foot will be pointed to the right, and I'm going to follow through. And I'm 2 for 2. Pressure is on for this third one. So the last one, again, plant foot pointed directly toward that left cone. All right, and I'm going to follow through after hitting the middle of the ball. Ready? And we're 3 for 3. Okay, so I found that one pretty easy. Of course, the next step is to just increase a little bit of the distance, right? So I'm going to move them all 1 step this way, 1 step this way here, and 1 step this way. Okay, so let's try again. Can we get a bit consistent with this? More importantly, again, is of course the technique, right? So I'll try for the middle one, and I missed. If we miss, that's okay. We can do it again, and I missed again. Okay, so if you missed, go ahead and move on. All right, try and get that angle. All right, again, shaping my body, right, pointing towards that cone, or rather my plant foot pointing towards that cone. All right, and following through on my technique. And I think that one just touched the side. You'll have to take my word for it. So, one more time, off to the left. And okay, 1 or 2 out of 3 points. All right, so we can keep increasing the distance, but the more important thing is the shape of our body, making sure that we're making good contact and following through. And I tell you what, I'm not doing a whole lot right now, but it is very hot. So make sure you're hydrated. So let's try again. At 5 yards this time, I'll go for the middle one first. All right. I've made good contact. There's 1 point. Second one off to the right. Plant foot again, pointing toward that cone. I think that one's a miss. Come on, coach. Figure it out. Okay, one more time. We're going to go this time on a 30-second time limit to make this a little bit more difficult. Okay, so you can set a timer on your own. All right. It doesn't matter what order you go in, whether it's middle, left, or right first, but we're going to turn this into a little game, meaning can we get all 3 points before the time is up? All right, I'm going to time myself. Ready, go. There's 1, get the ball back. Make sure my technique is good, right? Pointing in the right direction. There's 2. And can I get the last one? Still got 15 seconds. Oh, I missed it. I almost lost the ball. 8 seconds. And I managed to get it. Okay. So I managed to get it before the timer was done. Turning this into a little game. One little coaching point that I want to mention, whether we're doing anything like playing pool, kicking a soccer ball, right? Keeping our eye on the ball is the most important thing. So here's the coaching point. If I'm standing here and I want to hit the right cone here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look up. All right, my brain is going to register that target, and after I've done that, I'm going to make sure I keep my eye on the back of the ball. Okay, so if I'm passing just against the wall, for example, right, I'm going to take one look up at my target, make sure my form is good, my plant foot's pointing in the right direction, I'm going to follow through, but as you'll see, when I'm doing this, I'm not picking my head up until I've finished passing the ball, until I've followed through already. Okay? So it will look like this, right? Keep my eye on the back of the ball. Take one look up, then keep my eye on the back of the ball, and follow through. Okay? So don't pick your head up too early. If I pick my head up too early, right, I'm probably not going to make that target. Let's try it one more time. Let's try the middle cone. Alright? Good form, plant foot pointing in the right direction. And we'll maybe just raise the side of it. Let's try it one more time just to make sure. Keep my eye on the back of the ball. Oh, 2 in a row, just raise the side. Right down the middle this time. I'm getting worse. Let's move back in. Okay, remember all the steps again. Plant foot, eye on the back of the ball. Take a look up before I make contact. Ready? That'll have to do. Close enough. Okay. So let's try and challenge ourselves. I managed to get it last time, so I'm going to move these up 6 steps. This time I don't want to lose my soccer ball because the garage is open. Okay, so I'm going to try this game one more time at 6 steps. Okay, I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock. If you need to change that time for whatever reason, 40 seconds. The game's a little bit more tricky on grass, right? Because the ball won't move as quickly. So if you want to adjust, do so at your discretion. I'm going to try 30 seconds, see if I can get all 3 targets, and then we'll go ahead and recap what we did today. Ready, go. There's 1. Can I get 2 in a row? Yes. And the last one, number 3. Oh no, I missed. 15 seconds still. Oh, 2 in a row. This time, 3rd time's the charm. Oh goodness. And there we go. Made it with 5 seconds to spare. That's pretty good. Just to recap on our juggling lesson, the 3 steps, one more time, right? Step 1, dropping the ball onto my foot, bringing it back up to the air. Step 2, same thing with a little bounce. Each time coming back to my hands, a little bounce in between. And step 3, of course, no hands, but with a bounce in between. Trying to keep my composure and my balance as I do this. We also did a little thigh juggling lesson, right? Bringing my knee up so that my thigh is parallel with the ground. And then back to hands each time. Again, making sure that my face, my chin are out of the way. If I get pretty good at this one, try 2 in a row. Then we also recapped our stop turn, right? When we're dribbling, we stop the ball, step over, and push the other direction with the outside of our foot. And then finally, some things to remember when it comes to passing. The direction I want the ball to go in has everything to do with the shape of my body and the direction my plant foot or my non-kicking foot is pointing. So once again, if I want the ball to go to the right, shape of my body is pointing towards the right, my plant foot is pointing toward the right. Might be easier to see if I do it this way. Same rules apply going to the left, right? And of course, the last tip to remember, when we follow through using the inside of our foot, we're also going to want to make sure that we keep our eye on the back of the soccer ball. All right, so it should look like this. Okay, I take a quick look up. My brain registers my target, and I keep my eye on the back of the ball. My plant foot should be about in line with the soccer ball. I'll follow through each time. So what we want to do here is get some comfortability using the inside of our foot, get some comfortability with some basic passing techniques, and of course we turn it into a little bit of a fun game. All right, see if we can get all 3 targets in 30 seconds at either 4 steps, 5 steps, or 6 steps away. Guys, that's all I have planned today. It is very hot, 85 degrees. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. All right, if you hit all 3 targets, I think you probably deserve an ice cream. I'm going to go have one myself. Thank you guys for tuning in, and good luck. We hope that you learned something through passing or juggling or stop turns, and hope you'll